Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, all right. We are live on YouTube. And welcome to the 200 episode special of Walking with Purpose Live. Coming to you live from none other than the place where this all started almost 3 years ago, Red Morton Park. I actually thought about going somewhere else and making it a little bit more special. But there's no place more special than the place where it started. I've been trying to avoid people, but people are popping out everywhere. And they're walking slow. And if you can see here, we have a narrow pathway. There's a woman up ahead there walking slowly in my path. I'm trying to leave a distance because there's nowhere to go. Left, right. The Queen is here. Hey, Queen. Welcome to the 200th episode, Queen Helen Casey. Let's see. Eli, she says, Eli, stop complaining about the people around you. I'm not complaining one bit, Queen. I'm just making a statement. It's been very difficult to navigate around things at the park lately because it's so majorly under construction. Yeah, I really don't whine and complain like I used to in my younger days, and I've had some moments in my 30s and 40s where I've whined and complained about a few things, and maybe it's coming off like I'm whining and complaining, but I'm just, I'm alive. I'm stating facts, People may wonder, hey, Eli, why aren't you moving? It's a walking video. You're just standing still for a second. So I'm just making people aware of why I'm standing still before they wonder or ask. But that's what I love about you, Queen. You're very detail-oriented, and you're on top of everything. I appreciate that about you. Thank you. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Good evening, Eli, says Lewis Fuller. Great to see you here, brother. Great to see you here for the 200 episode special of Walking with Purpose Live, where we're going to be discussing sustainability today and focusing on sustainability. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But here at the beginning, I just want to take this moment here to thank each and every one of you, good, bad, or indifferent. Even the people that aren't too fond of me or my content. I want to thank all of you because that's the kind of person I am. I want to thank each and every one of you for making this possible. Many of you have been following me for years, ever since I started doing these Walking with Purpose streams, and I will tell you, there have been some very interesting moments in the past that have happened on these Walking with Purpose streams. Thank you for the topic, Queen. I appreciate that. I've been stalked and harassed at the park by, some of these trolls and haters I've talked about in the past. We're not going to get into detail on it, but all I'm saying is that I've had some very interesting experiences while live on these walks. And I've learned how to deal with it, so if it ever happens again, it's not going to really matter. Because all I will do, in the future is temporarily go offline. I can just swipe up and turn off and close down my YouTube app, and it'll put my live stream offline. It won't shut it down. And as long as I restart it within like 20 minutes by relaunching the YouTube app, clicking on go live, and then YouTube will prompt me, you currently have a live stream running. Would you like to resume from where you left off? Or would you like to end it, right? And then you hit resume and you go back online. Then on the replay, it splices those two pieces of video together. From the point of where you went offline to the point of where you started when you came back online. I will tell you, I've learned a lot about how to handle myself while I'm live on the air on these walks or live in public. You got to be aware of your surroundings, and you've got to be prepared for anything and everything. You got to hope for the best, but expect the worst, right? So that way you're alert, right? But I want to thank each and every one of you that have supported my content for whatever reason. If you're here for the right reasons of wanting to learn some personal development and learn some of the best tips on how to better your lives, I appreciate you for that. I will continue helping you in any way possible to become the best person and the best version of yourself you could possibly be. Then there are those people that are indifferent. They like a little mix of drama and some positivity, right? Those are the kind of people that are, kind of hard to deal with because on one hand, they really like your content, but on the other hand, they like drama too. And when they're involved with drama groups that don't like me, but they themselves like myself and that drama group, I have learned that it creates a major conflict of interest because even if somebody truly likes you and likes that drama group that's been attacking you, and you associate with them online, offline, whatever, they are the leak back into the drama that you're avoiding. Because if you don't avoid that drama, it's going to affect you from taking your channel in the right direction in a positive way and making it sustainable. So I appreciate you folks as well. And I also appreciate the trolls, the haters, anyone that's thumbed me down or talked smack about me. That's just part of the game. That's the way it is. When you become a public figure, those are the kind of things you have to deal with. Even if you don't want to deal with them, which nobody really does, you have to learn to deal with them because it's part of the game, unfortunately. Just the way it goes. So I'm grateful and thankful, even to the trolls and haters. Even though the trolls and haters and the people that like a combination of both, my positive content and the drama content, okay? I appreciate you folks. And I know most of you guys, what I was trying to say is that the people that completely don't like me, and then the people that like me but like the drama people too, you folks are pretty much banned here for obvious reasons. I don't want any negativity in my chat or my channel. I do appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. Because any way you look at it, anyone watching you is a part of your audience, whether they like your content or not. Okay? People that are watching you are a part of your audience. And for whatever reason, they're here, good, bad, or indifferent. They're taking the time to focus on this. So I appreciate you. That's my way of rising above the hate, the negativity, the trolls, the stupid things that happen out here on YouTube and social media. That's my way of rising above. And that's what I want to help all of you learn to understand and apply and rise above it all, right? And I want to start off by saying this, okay? I'm not going to go into any specifics, but, many people I've encountered out here on YouTube that have gotten involved with certain content creators that are drama creators and are instigators, or like I like to call them, they're actors, because these people are instigating fake drama. I call it nonsensical drama, right? They're instigating drama because that's the way they entertain people. By instigating fake drama, by attacking other YouTubers and kicking them down. And just starting bogus BS fights on live stream panels and stuff. Okay, I've had many people, reach out to me lately that are a part of those groups, and some of these people I do care for, and I do have love for you. But unfortunately, as long as you are associated with any drama groups, or those drama groups in particular, right? Unfortunately, I can't associate with you. It's just not meant for my channel. And I was starting to think about this. I have other channels I could, do some of this stuff on. It's just not worth it, because at the end of the day, wherever I go and whatever I do, even if I try to do a drama channel and then do this, that's how I'm representing myself. And then people will just cut videos. Oh, by day, Eli is a life coach. By nighttime, he's a drama queen, right? That's not a good combination. Okay? A good coach is going to lead by example and rise above everything and be strong and not let anyone convince him otherwise, especially into doing stupid shit, right? And here's the thing. To the good people out there that are involved with these drama groups and just can't stand what these drama creators are doing, right? And you're thinking in your head, how can I stop them? How can I get back at them for what they've done to me or whatever? Okay, there's really only one thing you can do, which is what I've done for the last year plus, and that's just ignore them. Ignore them no matter how much they talk about you on a live stream. Ignore them no matter how many videos they make on you. Ignore them at all cost. These people have content because people continue to feed into them. These people that are running these drama channels, that are instigating fake content or fake drama, only have content when you guys feed into them and you do stupid things, right? And then you yell and scream at them on live stream panels, right? And even if you're right with what you're yelling at them with and they're wrong, it doesn't matter. You're still feeding into them. You're giving them what they want, because that is, unfortunately, their purpose. The only way to stop them is to ignore them. Don't pay them any attention. I'm going to let this person pass. The only way to stop them is to ignore them. And it's not easy to do, because us human beings, whether we're male or female, are reactionary by nature, right? We have a natural tendency to want to defend ourselves, our friends, and our family from other people that are coming in and trying to kick us down or say nasty things about us or our family. We have a tendency, a natural tendency of wanting to react and stand up for ourselves, right? And while that may be more productive in person when you're on YouTube and you've got people that are doing this on purpose, like the drama they're creating is not even real. It is an act, right? And if you respond to them out here on YouTube in the same ways you would respond to them in person, right? You're in essence just giving them more content. That's what you're doing. You're giving them exactly what they want, right? Then they entertain their cringy audience that loves this kind of stuff and make money doing it at your expense. So to those of you out there, and there are many of you, there are many drama groups on YouTube. Half of YouTube is drama. Okay? To you folks out there, that have an issue with certain content creators, or you feel they've done you wrong, or the videos they made about you are, you know, wrong, and you feel slighted and you feel like getting back at them, you know how you get back at them? You ignore them. You stop watching their videos. You go on your YouTube app like I do, and when you get their videos recommended, you look at the title and you say, oh, they're talking shit about me again. Well, have at it. I'm not feeding it, and I'm not even watching it. Then you can click the 3 dots by the thumbnail of that video they made on you that was recommended to you because it was made on you. That's what YouTube does. Click the 3 dots and select, don't recommend channel. If it's a community posting, you can click by the 3 dots on your app and tell YouTube, don't recommend posts from this channel. And if they continue to talk about you, make content on you, you won't even know about it. And don't even go out of your way to look to see if they're doing it, because you're better than them. You've risen above it. And eventually, more and more people will catch on to what these creators are doing. These creators will no longer have an audience because people are going to start to realize that this is all fabricated. And they're just using you and intentionally try to trigger you just to capitalize off you, because they have nothing more to offer this world, or at least that's how they feel about themselves in the present moment. Anyone and everyone is capable of always offering more. It's just some people choose to take the shortcut, which is drama. Drama channels are a shortcut, and they're not sustainable long term. That's part of the topic that I'm discussing here today. I went to the restroom a few times before I came to the park, and I'm feeling like I'm going to have to go again soon. I'm by the restroom now. I don't have to fully go, but I feel it creeping up on me. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if I should go off the air right now for a few minutes, use the restroom, and then come back. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So folks, I'm going to go off the air here for a few minutes and use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Let's see. TMI. Well, Queen, I want to let you folks know why I'm going off the air, but I know you're just having fun, Queen. Queen, you love these Walking with Purpose streams, or you want to be here, right? All right, folks, I'll be back in just a few minutes, okay? Give me a second here. Queen, am I back live? I should be. I was talking about this feature earlier, and I've talked about it before. If anything happens, right, and I don't want to give anybody any content, right? For example, if these trolls and haters like show up at the park or something and try to trigger me or something, which it wouldn't work anyway, I see them coming, I swipe up, I close down the app, and I go offline. And they get no content. If you're going to be a YouTuber, you've got to know the tricks of the trade, right? And Eli knows all of the tricks of the trade of the YouTube platform and the Google platform. I'm an expert on this. Queen says, yes, you are. Well, thank you for sticking around, Queen. So let me just finish saying this, and then we're going to get more into, focusing on things that are sustainable. Because this is an issue that many people have. Everybody has this for the most part, right? I used to have this issue, but I've figured it out. And I now only focus my time on things that are sustainable. I'll share more about that in just a little bit. But just to sum it up one more time, for those of you out here on the YouTube platform or in life that are involved with drama people that are coming at you on YouTube, other social media platforms, or in real life, and they're talking smack about you or your family right? Or your friends or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, the best thing to do is ignore them. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them trigger you, because if they trigger you, you lose and they win. And to me, it's not about a matter of winning or losing, but to them it is, right? To them it is, right? But figuratively speaking, how do you win? You ignore these people. Somebody coming, so I'm going to wait. Got nowhere to go because of the fence. See the fence right there, right? Just one more second here, folks. All right. So figuratively speaking, how do you win? You ignore. You don't engage with these people. On YouTube, all you have to do is block them, or social media, you block them, right? Let them go talk smack to your friends and other followers. That's what they do. These people try to ruin your network. When they can't get to you, they try to make it difficult for everyone you care for, right? Now, if everyone that you care for that they go after, when they can't get to you, if everyone that you care for understands you're a public figure and this is what happens and truly understands what's going on, it's not going to affect your relationship with them. But these trolls and haters, they prey upon people that are not as literate or don't understand how trolling works. So some people, you might lose some people, but the people that are really with you for the right reasons are not going to let trolls and haters, get in the way of your friendship or supporting you, right? So you ignore and you don't get triggered. In real life, you walk away. And then how do you handle it in real life? You're hanging around drama people. Hey, bro, listen, I'm too old for this shit. I live a drama-free life. And unless you cut this out immediately, dude, I'm just going to leave. You can hang out with everyone else and have fun and talk about drama all night long. It's just not for me, right? That's what you do. You give them one option in person, right? Or you give them one chance, right? And even on YouTube, the first time you encounter people, you don't know if they're trolls or haters. You give them one chance, right? And if they do the same stupid shit twice, you ban them and you move on, right? That's all you do. Did you say something, Lewis Fuller? Just shared your stream out on my community tab. Thank you, Lewis. I need to share your stuff too, man. I apologize, Lewis. I have not been able to make anyone else's streams this week. Last night, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, last night I was up late and I recorded, batch recorded 5 new episodes of Bedtime Stories with Eli. And Bedtime Stories with Eli will be back tomorrow night for at least 5 days in a row at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Got some really, really doozies coming for you folks. These stories that I did last night. Wow. So I've got them rendering out on my laptop right now because they're at 4K, or they're in 4K at 60 frames per second, and they just, take a while to process all that high quality goodness with audio and video. So that's going to be coming starting tomorrow, and I've not decided yet if I'm going to try to sustain doing one bedtime story with Eli each and every day. Well, I will more than likely do bedtime stories with Eli 5 days a week. For over a month period, towards the end of last year, I was doing bedtime stories with Eli every single day, 7 days a week, while also putting out, 5 additional pre-recorded videos Mondays through Fridays in 4K at 60 frames per second. Rise and Shine with Eli or Walking with Purpose in 4K 60 pre-recorded, with Eli. And it's you're working all day every day to do that at that quality, even with a fast laptop. And so I'm realizing that, um, producing certain content 7 days a week in high quality, even in regular quality, it's not sustainable long term. I mean, I've got a lot of energy even at my age of 48, and I'm not lazy, but it catches up to you. That's why during the beginning of the new year, I took 2 weeks off from creating those pre-recorded videos. So, anyway, I've got some people in my surrounding area, and I'm waiting to see which way they go so I can avoid them. There's a lady over there with her dog, and she's waiting for me to go. I appreciate that. That's somebody that's aware of their surroundings and respectful and considerate of other people's feelings, wants, and needs. That's how I am, and that's how I want to help each and every one of you become, because that's the best way to live your life. Be respectful of other people's boundaries. Be respectful, of other people's space. Be considerate of their wants and needs as well, and their space, like I was saying. It's very simple to do so, right? Because if that's the way you want people to respect you and treat you, why would you not treat them the same way? This is what I don't understand about some people. Some people, get mad at other people for doing the same things to them that they did to the people in the first place, right? So, for example, let's say that, you have a guy that's, talking smack about another guy, right? Let's say it's out here on YouTube, right? And wow, those cars are driving way too fast. I got people coming over here. Those were two young kids that took that corner really fast. I didn't show it on camera. And they were tailgating each other, and they're just racing around the neighborhood here. Someone's going to get hurt. This is where we need the cops to stop that shit. So like I was saying, you have one drama dude talking smack and instigating another guy, right? And then the guy he's talking smack to and instigating smack towards goes back and does the same thing to him, right? And then it creates this back and forth. Then the original guy talks smack about the guy that was defending himself initially against his smack talk, right? It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. You're only going to get what you give, right? If you don't want people talking smack about you, don't talk smack about them. But you got certain people out here on YouTube that feel they have the right to talk smack about you, but you can't defend yourself and talk smack about them back, or at least defend yourself, right? It's not a productive use of your time. It's something that's going to set you back. It's not sustainable long term. This type of behavior is not only going to drain you and make you sick, it's going to waste your freaking time. It's going to prevent you from reaching all of your goals, wants, dreams, etc., right? So let me get to the topic here. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live from Red Morton Park. This is episode number 200. 200. The 200th episode special from the place where it all began almost 3 years ago. Now, I was doing pre-recorded walking videos, about a year before that. But then I decided, I'm like, heck, let's take these walking videos I do and let's go live. What a great thing. I get to show people different scenery, and I get to walk while I talk. I get to take my daily walk and exercise while I'm working. That's a double whammy, right? And you folks can do that too, right? And the topic is, let's go back to where Queen put it so I don't butcher it. 200th episode special, focus on what's sustainable. Focus on, I think you misspelled it, Queen. I thought you copied and pasted these things. You type them out. Focus on what's sustainable and not waste time. One more time. Focus on what's sustainable and not waste time. I can't imagine how much time I have wasted during the first 40 years of my life. I didn't really start to really manage my time as well as I do today until probably my early 40s. I was better in my 30s and in my 20s and my teens, but until I hit age 40, I didn't start to realize how many things I was doing in the wrong ways that I felt was right at the time, but it was a waste of time actually, because I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what to focus on and what to avoid. And part of not wasting time is avoiding certain things, right? Not getting involved with certain things. For example, once again, like endless nonsensical drama on YouTube, right? Or drama in your real life. Any type of drama, on or offline, is going to drain you. Those people will suck your energy dry. They're energy vampires is what we call them, right? And if you allow them to infiltrate your mind, because that's what they're trying to do, especially out here on YouTube, they're trying to infiltrate your mind and trigger you emotionally, even as a man, right? Let alone women get emotional naturally, but men are supposed to be stronger, right? There are guys out here, they try to infiltrate your mind emotionally and trigger you to the point of where it makes you look like a fool, because when a man gets triggered and emotional, he's not acting masculine. It's not masculine energy for men to get triggered or overly emotional. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man having emotional moments at times in a normal way. Hey, when somebody passes away, it's not a problem for a man to shed a tear for a little bit, right? When a man is with a good woman and they're emotionally bonded, they're going to have moments where it's going to be emotional. And if you don't have an emotional bond with the woman you're with, then why are you with her? Oh, I just like to bang. Okay, then you're not in a relationship. You're hooking up. I'm talking about people that are in real relationships, people that call each other boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So like I've said before, and I'll say it again, the key to rising above all this, okay, and not wasting your time, is to not let anyone trigger you, not let anyone get to you. Many people are going to come at you in life all day, every day. And you've got to pretend like you've got a bulletproof vest on emotionally. Let's call it an emotional bulletproof vest, okay? No one's ever... Wow. There's like there's a class going on out here. I think this is like yoga or Tai Chi or something. I don't know what this is. That's a pretty cool spot at the park to do it. I wonder if you need a permit to run a business at the park. I'm sure you do. And all these kids are wearing masks while they're doing exercise. Now, I understand, the Omicron thing and all that, but it's really hard to breathe when you're exercising through those masks. You can't breathe in the fresh air as easily. There's much less of it because the mask is filtering germs and shit like that, right? That's one thing I never wear a mask. I'm all for masks where necessary, and I'm all for protecting ourselves, right? The COVID thing is real, it's serious, and I know, Queen, you're going to say otherwise, but whenever I take walks or hikes and stuff, I haven't worn a mask one time. When outdoors, I just distance myself, right? You see me doing it. I want to breathe in the fresh air with these big-ass Greek nostrils, right? Yeah, baby, if you're watching me at work, I have big-ass Greek nostrils, and I'm proud of my big-ass Greek nostrils, right? And if you're an employee that watches my shows, he's the one with the name that starts with the letter L, because we're not going to dox him. Sir, I'm not going to dox you. You know what doxing is, right? Right? I'm a respectful dude. I appreciate you watching the shows. This guy that the guy that works with my lady, for my lady, she's the assistant general manager of the store. This early 20s dude, she's told me about him. He likes to watch my content. He's a positive, outgoing, good guy in his early 20s. I'm proud of you, sir. You defy the stereotype of most guys your age. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 48. When I was your age, early 20s, 21, 22, 23, 24, I didn't know half the shit, or most of the shit I know today, right? But us guys back then were nowhere nearly as horrific as some of these dudes are nowadays, and you have risen above it, dude, and I'm proud of you. And one of these days, I'm going to come to your work, and we're going to hang out. We're all going to do lunch on me. That's the kind of guy I am, right? And yes, to my lady, you'd be invited too. I just wouldn't be hanging out with your employee. I feel real good today, I'll tell you, folks. It feels really, really nice. Even though I was up late last night, batch recording 5 bedtime story with Eli videos. It took me about 2.5 hours to record them. They're pretty lengthy episodes, but they're good episodes. So I'm going to go before these people come. And so I was working overnight, so I didn't get to bed probably till 5 in the morning, and I slept in till 11. Nothing wrong with doing that as long as you're working overnight, right? I'm just much more productive working at night after 10 p.m. because nobody's bothering you. Everyone else is asleep. So your phone's not going off with text messages and phone calls and stuff like that, right? And that makes it very sustainable for me to work during that time, makes me more productive, right? It's part of what we're talking about here today. Another aspect, and I've talked about this before, I'll say it again, the dating world, right? Many men and women, but more so men, complain that they don't get any matches through online dating apps or dating sites, right? Right? And the truth of the matter is what are they doing to make it feasible, right? Is it feasible for them, or are they wasting their time? Well, how do you make it feasible? You got to think about what people are looking for out there and what people are looking for in a dating partner, right? If you're a guy and you're out of shape and overweight, That makes you less attractive and appealing. So you're going to get far fewer matches, if any at all, right? And if you're a guy, you're going to come out and say, well, can't she accept me for who I am? Well, dude, let me ask you a question. Do you want a 300-pound woman? No. Then do you think she wants a 300-pound man? Oh, okay. When you put it that way, well, dude, come on, use common sense. You see, a lot of these guys are living in the past, right? A lot of these, young bucks don't realize that, women are independent nowadays. And they're not dependent on a man for survival financially or in any other way, right? So women's standards have gone up. In the past, women were just looking for an average or even below average looking guy that made enough money to provide, right? Okay? And still to this day, if you're a below average looking guy or average looking guy and you have money, you're still going to probably be able to attract the top tier women, but are they with you for the right reasons, right? Is this sustainable? No, it's not real, right? So what do? You focus on bettering yourself. You get into the best shape possible. You start eating better, you exercise more, right? You get into good shape. Then you buy some decent clothing. Don't skimp out on your clothing. Is buying cheap clothing going to save you money initially? Sure. But how sustainable is that? Let's talk about the sustainability of cheap clothes, right? Cheap clothes are made with cheaper materials that don't last as long, right? And if you shop smart like I do and get name brands like Under Armour and Adidas and Nike and all that stuff, right? You can find things half off. Sometimes 60, 70% off. I got some Under Armour sweats. This is the best. Under Armour is the best brand out there. I thought Adidas was good. I'm wearing Adidas sweats right now, but I got 3 pairs of Under Armour sweats. And the regular price of the sweats I got were $60 to $70. I got them for $30 a piece. The material and the quality, very thick, but they feel good and light. And they're going to last me twice or 3 times longer than buying, 3 pairs of sweats that are regularly priced at $20 and you find on sale for $10. So if you buy $10 sweats, how long do you think those are going to last you? And how are they going to feel and how are they going to look, right? What a lot of guys don't realize is that you expect the woman to show up looking all pretty and shit. So why can't you show up, looking good too, right? And number one, I wear these nice things because it makes me feel good. As a bonus, my woman loves it. Last time I hung out with her, I was wearing a white Under Armour, really nice t-shirt. This is like a silky feeling type of t-shirt. I forgot what the material was like, but it's thicker than a regular t-shirt, but it still feels light. You can tell the material is very good quality. And Under Armour is a little bit thicker because Under Armour was made to keep you warm on cold days, right? For the most part. That's why they call it Under Armour. It's like armor underneath for your body to keep you warm, right? But the quality, but it looks good at the same time, right? Show up wearing some nice Under Armour sweats, a nice Under Armour white shirt, nice and clean, right? Looking fresh, right? And my woman told me some things when she first saw me when we met a few days back to go on a walk and dinner. She said some things that I won't repeat on here on YouTube because, we got to try to abide by the guidelines and keep it clean, right? I mean, I'm sure I could probably say some of it, but you can figure it out on your own, right? So a lot of the things that men and women are doing in the online dating world are not sustainable. and you're wasting time, and you're getting angry and bitter, and you're becoming jaded to the point of where when the right guy or gal comes around, you're so jaded, angry, and bitter over what happened in the past because you were working these dating sites and apps in non-sustainable ways that you pass up on someone that would have been a good match for you, right? I want to help teach you folks learn how to navigate all aspects of life in the most sustainable and productive ways, right? And like I've said before, I'll say it again. You know, if you're single and you're trying to find someone, okay, you do want to match with as many people as possible, right? But once you start matching with people, guys, for example, if you're matching with women, okay, send some messages to the women that you've connected with, but try to get to the point real quick. Try to find out their level of interest and their level of excitement and how open-minded they are, right? And if you notice any of these women being guarded or being closed off or not open to talking about certain things, then end the conversation. You can either just block them or say, hey, I'm sorry, I've decided to go with another match. Nowadays, most people won't even say that. To be quite frank, it does seem kind of rude, but in this new culture where we're all so busy and overwhelmed, people expect it, they're used to it, and they consider it normal practice. Because no one wants to have their time wasted. The people that can filter through matches quickly that would have normally wasted their time if they even met those people or women or men, right? The people that learn how to filter those people out, even after sending a few messages, they're going to be the most productive. And what they're doing is going to be sustainable because eventually they're going to find someone that is going to knock their socks off. You're going to knock their socks off, and it's going to be a natural, flowing type of thing. It's going to progress naturally and flow naturally. A lot of the things that people do in the dating world are not sustainable. Short term or long term, right? Because the most important thing is attraction. Attraction is either going to be there or it's not. Attraction is a must and not a choice. I keep saying that, but people still don't get it. They still, focus too much time. More so guys do this than women. Women do it sometimes too, but more so guys than women. But I see guys more so wasting too much time going back and forth with women or going on dates with women, and nothing is progressing. There's no romance. There's no nothing. The key is this. Okay, the only sustainable thing is the outcome you desire, which is a romantic relationship. Which means you connect with someone on a dating app, you both are communicating a few messages, there's excitement there. You take it to the phone, that same excitement's still there. And then you want to meet as soon as possible after that, within a day or so if possible, or at least by that weekend, right? Because if you take too long, you're going to fizzle out to other options. That's just what that happens to everybody, the way the world is, right? With the excessive amount of options or unlimited amount of options we have nowadays, right? But then when you meet in person, you're going to know within 3 seconds if there's a large rush or spark of sexual attraction. When my woman and I laid eyes on each other, we felt that right away. She started looking at me with eyes like, oh my God, is this woman psycho? Now, you're not psycho, babe. I'm just saying you gave me the psycho eyes, like the mesmerized eyes. And I'm like, okay, I just got here. We've had some great conversations by phone. I'm just going to go for the kiss. I went for the kiss, like literally in less than a minute. And there it was. And here we are, still together 4 months later, right? Now, many of you are going to say, okay, that's too quick to make out. I don't make out with guys on the first date or first 2 minutes. Well, the guys that you don't make out with within the first few minutes, or at least within the first half hour or hour of being with them on a first date, the guys you don't do that with, it's because you don't feel a large rush or spark of sexual attraction. And that means you should leave, right? Don't drag something on that's not there. If it's there, you're going to be making out pretty quick because you both feel it. That's just the way it is. Attraction is a must and not a choice. And if you do it any other way besides the way I just mentioned it, you're wasting your time and the other person's time. You're wasting each other's time. It's not sustainable, right? And you're wasting time, right? Get to the frickin' point, right? The point is you both are seeking a romantic relationship, right? So what's the only way you're going to know if you're compatible is if you feel that large rush or spark of sexual attraction. And you both feel like you want to make out with each other right away. It doesn't mean you have to sleep with each other right away, but at least some kind of affection, right? And if you're a guy and you're able to successfully seduce the woman, like you're able to make out on the first date and this and that, doesn't mean you have to necessarily sleep with her on the first date. Sometimes it does happen on the first date, and if it's for the right reasons, that's okay. But after that happens, if it doesn't happen on the first date, you as a man now know you got a woman really into you in all ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and you feel the same way about her. You got to set up your next date and take into consideration that you want to set it up in a way where there's an opportunity for sex to happen. Okay? I mean, if a woman's making out with you, she feels comfortable and safe with you. So at that point, you can say, I know we just met, but things are great. Like, I enjoy your company. And, how about we go away for this weekend? Let's go away into the foothills and go take a nice, beautiful hike and spend the weekend together, right? So in essence, you're further testing her to see if she really as into you as she was with the kiss. Because if she's willing to go on a romantic weekend getaway trip with you, even at that point, second date, right, and stay in a hotel room with you, then she's ready to ride the horsey, figuratively speaking, maybe even literally. Well, figuratively, because, never mind, right? And that's what makes it sustainable. You guys are focusing, mainly guys have problems like this, but some women do too. And women tend to focus on the wrong guys, typically the 9s and 10s, the Chads and Tyrones, like I've talked about before, right? For women, it's not sustainable most of the time to try to lock down the Chads and Tyrones or the players, the guys are the 9s and 10s, right? For you ladies, what's going to make it more sustainable is, dating more grounded, down-to-earth, average all-around guys. And when I say average, I don't mean bad-looking, but I'm saying date a guy that's a 7 or an 8 looks-wise, but everything else about him is a 9 or a 10, right? I see these women, coming across some decent-looking 7 or 8 guys on the scale of 1 to 10, 7 or 8 physically, but they make good money, they dress well, they're good dudes, right? And they still pass them up for the Chads and Tyrones, right? And then they keep Chad chasing in their 20s and 30s and 40s, right? When they have a ton of guys on their friend zone or in backup status that are just slightly less attractive. They're still very good-looking guys. And they're making as much money and dress as nice as the Chads and Tyrones. But maybe the guy that's a 7 or an 8 is not a muscle-built guy, maybe more slender like myself, but still in good shape, right? I mean, some women have become that picky to the point of where if a guy doesn't have bulging muscles, they want nothing to do with him, right? But how sustainable is that? How sustainable is that? What happens with these guys? You get with them, and not only are they with you, they're with 5 other women that you don't even know about, right? And then you try to lock them down, but it never happens, right? And then instead of going to the other guys that would want the relationship and possible marriage, you go from Chad to Chad to Chad, right? And you keep repeating that vicious cycle that's not sustainable, right? You want something sustainable, okay? You got to be a little more reasonable, right? That's part of the issue nowadays is that men, most men, the beta males, have overly inflated women's values. So women that are even 5, 6s, and 7s, they think that they can get 9 and 10s, right? And the Chads, they'll bang anything. They'll bang 5s and 6s once or twice, right? But you as a woman that's a 5 or a 6, if you get the attention of a man that's a 9 or a 10, do you think that that guy doesn't have better physical attractive options than you? So do you think you have more of a chance than just a one night or 2 night stand with a guy like that? Why aren't women thinking like that? Because the truth of the matter is this, and most women won't admit this. Some women know the Chads are just going to use it for sex, but they're so attracted to them, and the Chads are such great lovers that they just want to have fun a night or two. And if that's the case, ladies, no problem. Do what you got to do, right? If you do that once or twice in your life, or a few times in your life in between relationships while you try to find the right guy, no problem. The problem is when you've done it 100 or 200 times, now you have a high body count. That's not appealing to a good man like me. It's not. We are on the last lap. We're at 56 minutes. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air probably in about 20 to 25 minutes or so. Feels really nice to be out here today. It's not as cold, but I'm still bundled up. Whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life, whether it be personal or professional, before you start to invest your time and money into it, because everything that you're trying to build is going to take your time. And even if it doesn't cost you physical money, most of the times it does, but even if it doesn't cost you physical money some of the times, time is money, right? Because the more time you focus on something that's not making you money, you could have been focusing elsewhere on something that is making you money, right? Right? So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in life, on a personal, or at a personal, and a professional level, you've got to take the feasibility aspect of it into consideration. And see how sustainable it is, right? Is it feasible / sustainable? Feasible, another word for sustainability, right? Okay. And of course, in order to get ahead, personally and professionally, in order to find a great dating partner that you could possibly marry and have a family with, or to start a successful entrepreneurial business or get a good job, you have to make effort. You have to put yourself out there and take a risk, right? Everything in life involves taking a risk. But if you learn the right time on when to stop focusing on a risk you're taking that's not working out, when you've tapped out and there's nowhere else to go, and whatever you're trying to accomplish just isn't feasible or sustainable, period, that's when you got to cut it off, right? Now, some people that have been following me on YouTube for a while, they'll come at me, the trolls and haters, so I'm just going to mention it because they're the ones that say it. This is for example purposes. They say, Eli, how much more time are you going to do this, before you start making some real money? Eli, this is not sustainable long term. Eli, you're not good at what you do. Eli, it just wasn't meant to be, right? I've looked at all that, right? And it is sustainable. because at any given moment, my channel could go viral. One of my videos could go viral, right? At any given moment, out of the 7 or 8 billion people on this planet, 1 or 2 people may reach out to me and say, hey, Eli, we want to sponsor you. Or, Eli, you're a great public speaker and what you say makes sense. We'd like for you to do a show, on our platform, and we'll pay you for it, right? All it takes is for 1 or 2 people to see your greatness, and then it starts to snowball, right? So it is feasible and sustainable long term. And one of the things that you folks need to learn, and I want to help you learn and understand, is that it's up to you to decide what's feasible and sustainable for you. Don't let anyone else try to convince you otherwise. But at the same time, don't be a fool and continue investing into something or someone, whether it's personally or professionally, that's not getting you anywhere and you're losing money doing it, right? I haven't made a whole lot of money in my coaching business this year because some things happened last year that changed things around, but I'm not losing money. I'm not. And I used to sell insurance, and I was able to do some things with my money, legal things, because other people out here like to say I embezzle, right? Okay. I've never embezzled a damn penny. Had I embezzled money, the FBI or somebody would have caught me and I would be in jail. I've never embezzled a penny, but I shifted my money around, and from what I made during my insurance days, and I've been living off of that, and I've already got everything I need for my business, right? I've got all my equipment, I've got everything, I keep everything in good shape, I take care of things because I need to stretch my money as far as possible while I continue moving this business forward and getting it to the point of where, it's going to be a great revenue generator, right? So while it may not be a fully sustainable revenue generator yet, it's on its way there. It's on its way there. And the bottom line is, there are plenty of opportunities for it to get there. Because like I said, at any given moment, anything can happen when you run a business YouTube channel like I do. Someone may want to sponsor me. Another person may want me to go to their platform and do a paid podcast, right? One of my videos or 2 of them might go viral, right? It's a snowball effect, right? So you got to think ahead and look ahead and see, is the opportunity there? Just because you're not there yet doesn't mean you're not going to get there. But you also have to see, is it a possibility? Is it feasible? Is it sustainable at some point? Okay? And on a platform like YouTube, the opportunities are limitless, right? You just have to keep pushing forward. An example of something not being sustainable is if you're a guy and you go on a date with a woman that after you lay eyes on each other, after seeing each other for 3 seconds, kind of gives you a frown on her face, right? And that frown is basically telling you that she's not attracted to you, right? But then you're still trying to convince her otherwise. And then at the end of the date, because you couldn't figure out she's not into you, you ask her on another date, and then she says, yeah, we could hang out again sometime. We can hang out every now and then and do some hiking, right? And in other words, she's trying to friend zone you, right? But you're not realizing it. The more and more time you feed into somebody like that that's not into you because you couldn't figure it out, the more time you're wasting. That is an example of something that is not sustainable. And trust me, in my younger days, in my 20s, I met many women that I experienced that with, right? And after experiencing it 4 or 5 times with women, such as the woman I mentioned as an example here a second ago, after I experienced it so many times and I realized that it wasn't sustainable, right? It wasn't feasible because she's just not into me. She's not attracted to me. I started looking for signs of attraction. I started to, you know, realize that, hey, if you don't meet a woman almost right away after connecting with her online, it's more than likely never going to happen, because if she's really into you, she's going to want to meet you right away too. And if she's attracted to you physically, she's going to want to have some making out or sex more than you, or at least at your level. Guys, you got to understand, women are human beings too, and they want the same things that us guys want. The thing is, they need to feel attraction towards you, just like you feel towards them, right? And attraction for women is a little bit different than men, especially nowadays, because they have a lot more options and they're always thinking they can do better. And that's how women have always been throughout the course of time. They've been what's called hypergamous. And hypergamy is basically, when a woman seeks out the strongest male. Back in the days of traditionalism, women would seek out the strongest man physically and emotionally, and a good financial provider, because women were not working. They weren't independent. They were dependent on the man for everything. So they had to make sure the man could take care of the finances, be a good provider, food, shelter, right? Okay? And the women wanted to find the strongest man to procreate with, to have strong, healthy babies, right? Now, while traditionalism is pretty much almost dead in the modern world, the same hypergamous principles still apply in the modern dating world. Women are looking to find the hottest guy now, instead of the best provider, right? The strongest provider. They're looking for the hottest guy, and they're going to keep seeking up if hotter guys come up. So how do you overcome that? Number one, you take care of yourself as best as possible, and number two, you're different mentally, emotionally, and spiritually than any other guy. And you bond with her in emotional ways unlike any other guy has or will ever bond with her in the future emotionally. So even if another guy comes around while you're with her that's a little bit hotter than you physically, if you have an emotional bond unlike anything she's ever experienced or will probably never experience again, she'll stick around with you. There's a possibility she won't, but most of the time, a good woman that has a deep emotional bond and feels safe and comfortable with a man, right? And he's reasonably attractive. Even if a more attractive guy comes her way that's physically attractive, he's probably not going to have the same other qualities that you offer, right? Right? So that's what makes it sustainable right there. Something smells really good. Somebody's cooking around here. Getting hungry. Wonder what I'm going to eat tonight. Who knows? All right, we are at 68 minutes an hour and 8 minutes. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in, folks. We're going to be going off the air in about 10 to 12 to 15 minutes max. Today's the 200th anniversary special of Coach Eli's Walking with Purpose live edition. Started almost 3 years ago. And I'm going to take the last 10 to 15 minutes of this stream. Got some people behind me. Let me wait to see where these people go. All right, give me a second. So I'm going to take the last 10 to 15 minutes or so and just kind of reminisce back through 200 episodes. Kind of try to remember the best of times. I've been to so many places, primarily here at Red Morton Park. I've also broadcasted before from a park nearby in San Carlos, Burton Park. Stafford Park is about a mile away from here in Redwood City. It's a smaller park. I've been on several parts of the San Francisco Bay Trail. I've been through so many places, shown you folks so many beautiful, scenes and scenery while doing these walks, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And like I mentioned earlier, there have been some moments where, some people online decided to do some stupid things like stalk me at the park. A few people came out here and stalked me, right? Now, their intentions were never to harm me or anything. What they were doing is just, providing content for one particular content creator out here who will remain nameless. But the, people that have been following this for a while, they know who I'm talking about. To the new people here, don't worry about it. It's one content creator that has a cringy drama channel that creates fake instigated drama. He sent out, some people that live here in Northern California to sit at the park and stalk me. And on one of my live streams, I actually went up to the guy and started talking with him. And he was playing dumb, and he had a bunch of cell phones on a tray like a private investigator. And he goes, he was playing Pokemon. Yeah, sir, if you're still watching these streams like you're playing Pokemon, a 50-year-old grown-ass man is sitting there at the park stalking me for some pathetic content creator on YouTube to make content off of that, right? That's cringe, right? Grown-ass man in his 50s participating in something stupid like that says a lot about his character, right? And then this guy has a wife that is totally cool with him behaving that way. That's just rather comical, right? Maybe they both need that kind of cringy entertainment to just tolerate each other. Who knows? Who knows, right? There were other times where this one crazy lunatic guy out here on YouTube, it was a stream where I had some trolls in the chat before I started banning them all. This was like a couple years back, like 2 to 3 years ago. This hasn't happened in a while, but this is what I've been through. All right? They were kind of trying to trigger me in the chat. And as a joke, I said, hey, look, if you guys think, they said, you're crazy, you're flipping out. Dude, you're losing it, man. And I said, if you think I'm flipping out and losing it and doing something wrong or illegal, call the cops. Right? So this one really cuckoo guy from back east, right, was actually live on the air, and he was simulcasting my live stream. A simulcast is basically rebroadcasting my live stream, and he was like doing commentary on it, right? So he was rebroadcasting me live when I said that as a joke, because these people in the chat, were trying to just say stupid things. And I was just joking with them, right? And then we banned them, right? And now we got blocked words. We don't deal with that crap anymore here. So what happened? I'm walking around the park, and I get to the front of the park, which is where I'm heading to right now, and I see 2 Redwood City policemen walking in towards the swimming pool area. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to veer off to the right and avoid the area of police activity. I didn't know that they were there for me, right? I did nothing wrong. So I just was thinking, okay, there's some crazy out there, maybe has a gun, so I want to avoid that area, right? So I veer off to the right, and I start, cutting through the park. Next thing you know, I see these cops that are coming towards me, like they're like 500 feet from me, right? They take a look at me, I look at them, and they turned around and walked back to their cars. And at that point, it was like, 'cause I know most of the cops out here. They know me. I have lived here all my life. They know me, right? Oh, it's just the guy that's doing a YouTube live stream. He's been doing this for years, right? Or a year or so at least. And I was doing pre-recorded videos before that, so they took off. They knew it was a hoax, right? But that's not where it ended. What happened after that was I go back to my place and some dude sends me a video of a video clip of this guy, this crazy guy that called the cops while he was simulcasting my live stream and doing commentary on my live stream on his channel. And when I said, if you think I'm losing it or going crazy, call the cops. Jokingly, right? So he goes, okay, I'm going to call the cops. He was live on the air doing that. So he calls Redwood City Police. I still have that video to this day. I should upload it somewhere. It's comical, right? And babe, if you're watching anyone else, I'll show you this stuff privately if I don't even put it out again, right? This guy calls Redwood City Police. You can hear it on speakerphone. And he's saying there's this, bald, crazy guy wearing a hat and sunglasses. He's doing a live YouTube stream and he's under a lot of distress and I think he needs some assistance. He doesn't look well, right? He overly exaggerated it, right? So in essence, that's pretty much called a swatting, right? If you've heard of what swatting is, a lot of people that don't like certain creators, when they go live, they try to send the police wherever they're at. Whether it's their home, apartment, or if they're broadcasting live mobile somewhere, they'll try to send them to that area, right? So that's the kind of stuff that has happened on these live streams before. Like, there have been some crazy things, and who knows, maybe one of these days I'll make a compilation video and do the first 200 episodes compilation video. If you want me to do that, I need to get at least 20 people to comment in the chat to tell me to do that and get at least 20 thumbs up on this video. If I get 20 thumbs up on this video and get 20 comments of people saying that they'd like to see a compilation, the best of the best of Walking with Purpose Live, the first 200 episodes, I will start working on that and have that out within a month or so, or maybe a little bit less. It's going to take me some time to go through all those episodes and cut out those parts, but trust me, what you see now is how I've always wanted it to be, but it wasn't always that way. A lot of these people, wow, some of the things they did, But yeah, we've risen above all of that. We know how to handle it better now, so even if that happens nowadays, it's not going to matter. Because, if the cops were to show up, or someone here were to show up to stalk me, like I said, all I would do is shut down the app, flip up the app, and go offline, right? The reason why people swat you is because they want to make content out of you and possibly see you get taken out by the cops, right? But if, you shut down, let's say somebody comes, like the cops come or somebody comes, and you shut down and go offline, there's no content because it's not going through, right? If you prepare yourself mentally and are aware of your surroundings and know of what could possibly happen on any given day, if something like that does happen, you're going to know how to handle it and not overreact, and also not give these people what they want, which is, content of you possibly being taken out by the cops and a SWAT team, right? All right, folks. It's time to wrap this up. I still have my shades on, and it's not necessary, but I'll take them off right now in case my lady is watching and she can see my big, beautiful Greek eyes, right? All right, folks, we're at 1 hour and 19 minutes, almost 1 hour and 20 minutes. Once again, I want to thank you all for sticking by me in this channel through all of its trials and tribulations. 200 episodes, folks. Oh, I should have mentioned this. That's one of the main reasons why I did a topic on sustainability. 200 episodes have happened because it's sustainable. You know what the funny thing is, when I look at my analytics and when I look at my numbers of what gets me the most views on my channel between mobile live streams like these walks, in-studio live streams, and pre-recorded videos and short videos, right? Out of all four of those options, these Walking with Purpose live streams get me more traction than everything else. Now listen, I don't get more than 100 or 200 views on any given video right now because my channel's not big enough and I'm still trying to grow with a new audience. It will get there. What I'm saying is that what's really fueling this channel right now are these mobile live streams, and I'd like to know why. I'd like to know, why do you folks watch these mobile live streams over any other content I put out? Over in-studio live streams, over pre-recorded videos in high quality with good content, over short videos that are less than a minute long. What about these streams does it for you over any other content I do? I'm just curious to know. But yes, to reach 200 episodes of anything, even to reach 100 episodes. When I reached 100, that was a milestone. Now we've reached 200. And Queen, if you remember, at the beginning of 2021, when I started doing these live streams again, we were like at 115 or 120. I think over the last year, we did about 80 episodes or so. 80, 85 episodes of Walking with Purpose Live. I'm grateful for you, Queen, for being here. I think you're the only one that has been here throughout this entire journey, and I appreciate you. And you and I are going to go places, and trust me, down the road, Queen, I've talked with my lady. Once this channel grows here, and I have enough traction to the point of where I've offset these trolls and haters, my lady will come publicly on my channel. So at that point, even if these trolls and haters harass her, I'll have more money and I'll have more traction and more, YouTube support on this stuff to the point of where it won't matter. I'm going to bring my lady on, I'm going to bring you on, and we're going to continue moving this forward. But yeah, I appreciate you. You've been here, pretty much almost from the very beginning of this channel. But definitely from the very beginning of the Walking with Purpose live streams. Lewis, you've been here almost as long too. I thank you. I greatly appreciate you, bro. These trolls and haters tried to get to you and the Queen, and you stuck around. And I'm grateful and thankful for it, bro. And to the other people that aren't here, that have stuck around and have not let trolls and haters, get in the way of our great friendship, I appreciate you too. We are at 1 hour and 23 minutes. With that being said, happy 200th episode, Walking with Purpose Live with Eli, right? And here's to the next 100. By the end of this year, my goal is going to be to get to 300 episodes of Walking with Purpose Live before the end of 2022. That's 100 episodes. And there's probably about 340 days or so left to do it. That means that we got to do at least, 3 episodes a week? 2 to 3 episodes per week, minimum. Stick around. We're going to hit 300 before the end of the year. And if you have a topic that you want to request that I do on one of these walks or in a pre-recorded video, go in the description and email me at coacheli@coacheli.com. With that being said, thank you to everyone for being here. Have yourselves a great night, and look out for some bedtime stories with Eli. More than likely coming back tomorrow's when the next episode should be out. I'm thinking with the amount of time it's going to take me to render it all out, it should be ready by tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Keep it locked here. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.